Righto, mate. I'll catch you a bit later.
Yeah, no worries at all. See you then.
Fraser Island. You know, there is just something about this place. Ever since the boys and I were up here last time, we've done everything in our power to get back up here for another look, and now we've managed to do just that. Once you get a taste for Fraser, you keep coming back time after time, and with good reason, because this place is absolutely sensational.
If you're into tough four-wheel driving and epic campsites, then this is the video for you. And I've also got cracking news too. Get 10% off store-wide at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. That's 10% off winches, spotlights, and heaps more gear. Just keep an eye out for the exclusive discount code in this video. And of course, enjoy the adventure.
Fraser Island. It's not just any old sand island, it's the biggest in the world. Stretching some 120 k's from top to bottom, we intend on exploring as much as we possibly can during our 5-day visit. Starting at Hook Point at the south end, we've been slowly making our way north, travelling up the eastern beach. We took the opportunity to duck inland to visit the ruins at Poston's Camp, and further up we ventured across to Awinya Creek on the western side. Following what was an amazing camp, we came back to the east beach to continue past Orchid Beach and arrived at Sandy Cape. Now that sounds simple, doesn't it? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't. But it proved to be one of the best adventures I've ever had. And it all began right here at Inskip Point.
Oh, it looks like the action's already began, Graham. Shaun?
Oh yeah, we've got a couple down. We've got some men down in front of us. Jeez, it's soft already. We're only just off the blacktop.
Yeah, guys, don't slow down. I'm coming at the back.
Yeah, give it the berries.
There are a couple of ways to get onto Fraser. Of course, one is the barge from Harvey Bay to the west of the island, and the other is here, on the Manta Ray barge at the south. Both will cost you just a little over $100 return.
Alright, mate.
Landing at Hook Point, I tell you what, there is no other feeling like it. You get on that sand and the excitement starts to build. This is what Fraser Island is all about. Absolutely magic day on Fraser. We're just tracking up the beach at the moment, heading up to Poyungan Rocks. We put onto a local up here with the name of Phil. He's been up here for as long as he can remember. Something I'm real keen on is that he's going to take us inland and show us a bit of the history of the island. Bit of a look behind the scenes, if you like, because I guess for Fraser and for a lot of us, it's a holiday destination and it's about the sea and the sand, but there's a rich history inland here. One thing you may have noticed is that Shauno's brought a boat, and a fairly big one at that. In order to explore the inland tracks, we're leaving the boat with Andrew. Now, Andrew's Fraser Island's vehicle recovery service, and business has been good. Very, very good. Andrew's let us know that in some areas of the island, the sand is as soft as he's seen it in the last 20 years.
I'm going to give you a card.
You got a card?
Yeah, I'm going to say, I might see him before we know it.
Having left the boat with Andrew and feeling a whole lot lighter, it was time to meet up with Phil at his holiday rental property at Poyungan Rocks. What an address to have, and he's had it for over 20 years. Phil, Graham. Phil knows the island like the back of his hand, and nothing like local knowledge, eh?
Hey, Phil, what's the plan for today, mate?
Well, the plan is... You want to talk into that? The plan is we're heading across the island to Poston's Camp.
Oh, you got to hold that side one down. Yeah, that's it.
We're heading over to Poston's Camp.
When Phil eventually got the hang of the radio, he went on to explain that he'd be showing us the ruins of Poston's Camp. It's part of Fraser's long history of logging, and it's something that I'm really keen to see. But we've got to get there first. So tight and twisty through here, as you can see, there's not a lot of room to move. There's a lot of fallen timber, and I really don't think this track has been driven in a very long time. Oh man, I can't get around that with my trailer. What I want you to notice is the lack of light. Yeah, you betcha, we are deep in the guts of the rainforest down here.
The trailer's going to be alright. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know, that little knob right there.
You can see that?
I got an axe.
Have you?
I'll axe it. Sorry, Jamie.
Alright, it's alright, mate.
Swing that axe like it owes you money.
Any smoother, mate, that'd be furniture.
Yeah, no, this thing. Yeah. Now it's going to be trailer. Yep, work, slow. Really easy. Yep, you're good. No worries. We got another one to get round here.
What is it, mate?
Oh, another tree down. Might be a bit tight here with that trailer on though.
That's not what I wanted.
No.
Now, who would have thought it? You could do this a million times and you'd never have that happen.
At least it's not the tyre.
No, that's actually good news. What was it? Well, just the knob. Well, that was an absolute freak occurrence, just coming through that crud there, and I actually managed to somehow twist the knob on the gas tank, which I guess is a lesson learned, hey mate. What I should do is spin that around. If I give that a 180, or even backwards like that, so it's shielded.
It's still protected.
Yeah.
You still get your hand in to turn the knob.
Turn it on.
Yeah.
Whack that back. At least then, nothing can hit it.
Won't happen again.
I don't think I could do it again if I
I
tried.
don't think so. We could back it up and have a go.
Let's get going, Phil. With the island being only about 30 k's wide, it's not too much further on, and we're nearing the western side, and it's right here, near Bagimba, that we'll find Poston's camp. What do we got here, Phil?
Well, this is their spare parts department.
Wowzers, look at this.
And unfortunately, some of the shelving's fallen over because no one looks after it.
There's enough leftover parts out here that I reckon if you put them all together, you could just about make a whole truck.
But I've got to say, I love the lineup of these.
Yeah, that's a cracker. Yep. Imagine driving this around. How cool would that be? Oil's just a fraction low. 124 k's. Hardly run in.
Just run in.
Yeah, hardly run in.
It's complete.
Start her up.
Mate, she's ready to rock.
I want to take it for a test drive before I buy.
Alright, fellas, give us a big smile.
This big slab,
Yeah.
it's a workshop. Did all the work themselves, the services.
The old garage pit would have been stinking hot in summer and freezing cold in winter. I tell you what, would have been pretty hardcore working out here all those years ago.
This here was a camp bus, what they used to sleep in, live in while they were out cutting logs. They'd tow it, push it, drag it and drive itself to wherever it needed to be, and then it gave them somewhere to live in, sleep, somewhere clean, had air conditioning in it.
Is that what you call it?
Windows
Love
went
it.
down.
Yeah, the windows, it's got a vent pipe in the top.
Look at that old water tower. It's definitely seen better days, but it is still standing. And I'm not taking any chances. I'm not going anywhere near it. Get a load of the old quarters there, will you? Not much left of them now, but a lick of paint, and I reckon you'd be good to go.
Unbelievable.
Even the old cupboards here.
I'm surprised nobody smashed that glass.
Fancy, isn't it?
Well, that's a side of Fraser that I haven't seen before, and I don't reckon too many of you would have, because for most people, Fraser is sun, surf, sand, and, well, a lot of fishing. But the history out here, it's really quite unique, especially this logging history. I've really enjoyed this. It's been fantastic.
You can get out of my tackle bag, did you?
I probably did. Speaking of rough stuff,
Yeah.
how rough were those tracks? What do you reckon causes that?
Lack of rain.
Tourists?
I reckon no one goes there.
Yeah, no one goes
Because
there.
how often do we see a truck on those tracks? Never.
This is true. This is true.
We saw one, didn't
No,
we?
on one of the inland tracks.
Not once.
Busy as a highway on the beach. Once you get inland, some of those tracks are virtually untouched.
Well, we knew that because we had to cut a tree down.
Yeah.
Well, I had to cut the tree down. You just pushed it out of
Mate,
the
I
way.
watched.
You just pushed it out of the way.
Got a good laugh out of it.
Absolutely insane. Folks, look, if all you ever thought about was Fraser Island and beaches, think again. Check out what we went through to have a look at one of the lakes that even the locals don't go to very often. With a bit of time left, Phil's decided to take us the long route back to his place via Lake Yarrawonga. Now look, Phil knows all of the less driven inland tracks on Fraser, and this one here is an absolute cracker.
Mate, this is a long-winded track. It's not looking real good down here, I reckon. Can somebody come down and give me a hand to shift some logs down here?
Yeah, Jamie, I'll come down and give you a hand, mate.
You're a good bloke, Shaun, no doubt about you.
She's a bit of a mess.
Whoa, you're not wrong. You said that so casually over the radio.
Well, I think the only concern really is Graham with that trailer.
I was going to say the Landy, but...
Oh, come on!
No, you're right, this is pretty gnarly. I don't know if I'd take a trailer down here.
Well, there's no other choice. You got no choice.
It's a perfect example why it pays to be prepared on tracks like this. What we're doing is a preventative measure. We're packing this track up using bits of log and stuff from our natural surrounds so we can build the track up and make it safer for all the vehicles to go through.
Hey, I've got a bit of a 60 series. Look at that.
There's a stick or a bit of a stump. It could be a tyre hazard, mate.
Tell me when I'm getting near it.
Yeah, that log's perfect. Whoa, that's a bit of an angle.
Yeah, this track, it's not to be toyed with, primarily because of the angle you're getting on the driver's side, and that bank is so darn close. It's all about wheel placement, really, and taking your time. Just gently, gently, you'll have no problems.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly.
Hey, Jamie, that looks all kinds of weird, mate. I'm gonna disappear in there.
She's a steep downhill drive, let me tell you that.
Pretty gnarly. Since when does this happen on Fraser? This is Coffs Harbour.
Anyway, Jamie, I'm going to hop down, mate, and I'll see what you're getting hung up on.
Thanks, Shaun.
Yeah, double check the back, Shaun. There might be something at the back. I'll put some lights on for you.
Shaun, I'll just put the locker in.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's wicked.
Go the Landy. Well, that's going to be a bit of an interest for that little trailer to come down through there.
I don't want to look, but I need to spot you.
What's the worst that can happen? Well, as you can see, Jamie made that look reasonably easy. He did have a couple of problems there. I think he was just a bit longer than the holes in the track. Now it's my turn. Now, you know, one thing about having not much flex is you don't have too much movement, and that's a good thing when you're really close to the bank.
Yeah. Hey, beautiful.
That's that stump, is it?
When you've got to fold your mirrors in, you know things are getting tight.
Nice mirror folding.
What? I think the trailer actually helped on that little descent. It actually helped to pull the back end down and keep Shorty stable. Remarkably simple.
I'd be lying if I wasn't a little scared still. Not scared, like scared more.
Oh yeah, I heard
Excited,
it come from you,
excited,
from the
scared.
mouth, mate.
Steve in the new GU goes anywhere, that thing. I tell you what though, he is taking it easy.
That's it. It's going to feel really awesome in a second.
That big GU.
Don't turn too much into it.
He's going to have to ride the stump. He has to ride it because he'll clip the back end.
Oh no, he's going to miss it. He's going to miss it.
Oh, he's going to rip that tyre.
Lots of expert opinions right here.
Mirror in. Bring the mirror in.
Mirror.
Nice one, Steve-o.
Righto, Shaun. Those brand new rear panels, mate. Let's keep an eye on them. Whoa!
What?
What? What indeed? How about a massive log? That's what.
What's your canopy?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Oh, that is so close to that canopy, Shaun. Just gently, mate. Really slow.
Coming down now.
Woohoo!
Oh,
What was that?
too fast. Hit the canopy.
Well, with that over and done with, it's time to cool off. And I can't think of a better place than Lake Garrawongara. Well, this is Lake Garrawongara. Now, it's a cracking lake. It's one of the perch lakes here on Fraser. But this one, I like it because not many people come out here. In fact, most of you probably haven't even heard of it. It's full of tannins, which means that it almost looks a bit tea-like. You can swim in it. It's got a lot of turtles. In fact, as we were coming in here, we could see the turtles swimming around. It's a real beautiful lake, especially at this time of night. Real privilege to be here, eh? With the sun dipping, it was time to drop Phil off back at Poyungan Rocks and retrieve the boat. What a cracker of a day. There's absolutely no wonder why the locals love it over here. Now, everywhere I go, on all the trips I do, I rely on the locals because those are the blokes with the knowledge that can get you into the places you're not going to find on the maps.
Straight ahead, mate. There's heaps of them. Look at them bust up over here.
They're going to put you onto the hot fishing spots, and they're going to show you the spots you're going to want to see as well. Over to the left, Jamie. Right. Close in, mate, close in.
Go, Steve.
Speaking about wanting to see things, stick around for part 2 of what has become an absolutely epic adventure. Straight over here, over here.
Here we go. It's on this cast. It's on.
Wait, Bill.
Oh, yeah. Slow the boat down. Slow it. Yeah! He's a screamer.
That's the way, mate. Pump and wind. Get him in.
Yeah! Whoa! Think all the smoke and reel, mate.
That's a good run.
I think this fella wants to go to Cape York or something. Whoa, he's heading north at a rate of knots.
There's his deep.
Looks like it's diving straight down.
That's all right, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, mate, he's coming up. Nice one, Steve. That's what we come out here for, mate. Unreal. It's all right. Go, mate.
See you, buddy.
That was a big Mac tuna. Well, you know what the good news is? There is a million more of them out there.
Let's go.
Go on, your turn.
Mate, right.
I'm worn out.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
I've got this, Shaun. Yep. Oh! Yep, yep, yep! Yes! Lactic acid build-up.
Mate, this is the biggest working paddle trip.
Is that all that was about?
That's
fish.
a good fish, mate.
Thanks so much, mate. This is awesome.
Cracking fish.
Spear him in. Wow, how epic is this? Big school of tuna busting up in front of us here. We've got mutton birds everywhere. Sea life today. We saw a couple of big turtles. Steve, how epic was that day out of Orchard Beach, mate?
Mate, that was huge. That was just the biggest day ever.
Have you ever been involved in anything like that before?
Nah.
Nothing like that?
No.
Folks, you are absolutely going to want to stay tuned for what's coming up next.
Having picked up the boat from Andrew, we continued northbound on 75 Mile Beach while the tide was still low.
We've got a massive day in front of us. I'm excited, but also a little hesitant as well. You see, the plan for today, to track north, and we're going to go out to a place called Wynyard Creek. It's actually on the western side of the island. Now, there are some places you just can't take a boat on Fraser. I mean, Fraser it's almost custom made for boats. Shauno's is a whopper. It's a big boat, that one, and there's no way we're going to drag that all the way down to Wynyard Creek. So the plan, we've got a local up at Orchard Beach. He's going to look after the boat for us for a little while. But to get to Orchard Beach, as you all know, means we've got to go around Indian Head. Hey, Shaun, you got a copy, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Mate, how you feeling?
Yeah, honestly, I'm a bit, a little bit apprehensive, mate, because it's probably the biggest challenge you can possibly tow a boat on sand, I reckon. It's pretty famous.
Yeah, mate, it's something we've talked about even before this trip began. But look, we were concerned about just getting onto the ferry, getting onto the barge there through that soft stuff, and you ate that for breakfast, so...
The biggest killer, though, is you go up in the soft sand, and then right at the top you got those little whoopties that go up and down, and you don't want to be doing Mach 10 when you hit those, because towing a boat, the boat will go out of control, so you've got to really monitor your speed and you can get it just right. But look, if worst comes to worst, I do get stuck, we'll get a snatch strap and we'll get it out there. It just might take half the day.
Yeah, we've got everything right. We've done our preparation. We've got our combo order right. Tyre pressures are right. I think now it's just a matter of putting it into practice, mate.
Of course, regardless of whether you're towing or not, it's essential that you air down to at least 18 to 20 psi before you hit the sand. The plan seemed pretty simple. But it soon became apparent that getting around Indian Head wasn't going to be easy, especially with a boat. Everywhere you looked, there were people getting stuck. There were 2 at the entrance, and the radio suggested there was at least that halfway through. Down to the diff, flicking sand everywhere.
Righto, Jamie, give it to her, mate. Give it to her.
Now, Indian Head, although it doesn't look much on the map, is actually a fair old plug, and you've got to be on the noise the whole way through. It's a long, soft bit of track.
Yeah, mate. I'm coming down to where it's generally pretty bumpy. It still looks pretty bumpy, but it's not too bad. I'm slowing down a little bit, but it's keep the momentum on and no worries at all.
You're not towing anything though, mate?
Yeah, but I'm talking about myself, no worries at all.
Righto, mate, I'm coming through.
Righto, it's time for Shorty and me. Now, I've got a mix of momentum and perfect tyre pressures working in my favour here. I'm currently using second low.
It is really soft.
And I'd love to have hit third.
Oh, come on.
But I just didn't have the momentum to carry me through. So, second low, and I just took my time.
All right to come through, Grant? Yeah, mate, I reckon you're good to come through.
Now check out Steve in the big GU. I tell you what, that truck is really proving itself. No drama at all. In fact, old Steve looks pretty relaxed.
Mate, second low, go, go, go. If there's 2 of us to make a move, I'll be right.
All right, I'm coming through.
Good luck, buddy. Get into it.
Okay, Shauno's up, hot sand, a whole heap of traffic. That's a recipe for going down. Add a boat to the end of it, and well, you may as well have an anchor on the back.
No, I'm down. I'm down.
Jamie.
I didn't make it real far either.
Mate, we'll probably send Jamie back. He's probably got the most capable vehicle. And we'll walk back and give you a hand.
The plan here, of course, is to try and get Shauno going with a bit of help from Jamie. We're laying out the max tracks in front of the truck, and Jamie's going to try and give him a snatch. Hopefully, with the momentum from Jamie and the recoil from the snatch strap, plus a little bit of grip from the max tracks, he'll be up and on top and with enough momentum to keep going.
Right, Shaun, what gear are you taking off in?
Oh, I'm digging first. I've got nothing.
Get that bit of traction on the max tracks and then hit the second and stay in the second.
As soon as you're ready, let's give it a crack.
I'm going to hit it now.
No. As soon as he comes off those max tracks, even with Jamie giving him a helping hand, he just bogs straight back down.
Okay, round 2.
What's important though is to get off the throttle as soon as you come off those max tracks, because if you put your right foot down, you're just going to sink.
Okay, I was going to put the max tracks under the rear. Hang on.
Oh, far out. Yeah, you've got so far to go. I don't mean to be negative.
What we're doing here is laying out the max tracks on both the boat trailer and the Dirty 30 so that Shauno can reverse back onto some harder sand. Lots of attempts here. As you can see, you can't give up. If it works and you only get a couple of metres, do it again.
Well, what are our options? Let's go through our options.
Well, I reckon since I'm down the bottom now, I can get a bit of a run up. If we did a bit of a Congo line, got a couple of vehicles going with a strap, and use momentum, sheer momentum to get through. And
Well, the powerfulest car to pull would be the Nissan, the white one.
Yeah, the new one.
Because it's going to have the speed.
Yep.
I don't have the speed. I just have the chug away.
What do you reckon? Put him up front.
Yeah, put him up front.
Put you behind him.
Yep.
In front of me.
Yes.
So 3 cars to pull the boat up.
Nothing like a steam train, eh?
Mate, that's it. Pull the forward action steam train.
Okay, we're off.
Yeah, keep going.
Righto, here they go. 3 trucks, 1 boat, Indian Head. This is what it's all about.
Oh! Go, you good thing! Woohoo!
That's it, boys. Let's go.
That might have just worked.
All right, there's one hump. It's a bit of a dip, Shaun. We're just going to have to wear it.
Yeah, right, we'll go for it.
Okay, coming up to probably the softest part now.
Keep going, keep going.
Wow, that was a big effort from the boys, but what an achievement. What a morning that was.
Yo! Top work, guys. Top work. Top work.
Yep.
Yes. Oh! Good fish. This might be dinner. It's a wrasse.
Take it, Eddie.
Beautiful, Eddie, that
Yeah?
size. You'll make a superb dinner. Unreal, mate. I love
Good
your style.
stuff, buddy.
So to get the best flavour out of these things, just bleed him quickly and put him straight on ice.
Okay. Shaun showed me a lot of stuff on this island, but he also had a special campsite in mind that you've been there a few times?
Yeah, it's one of my favourites.
Yeah, absolutely cracking spot. It's on the west coast, folks. Check this out, because I guarantee you, when you come across here, it's going to be Sandy Cape and the west coast after you see this.
Yeah.
And hopefully a black marlin.
Oh, if you're lucky.
Having made it to Orchid Beach, it was time to unhitch the boat once again because we had a new mission. Our plan now is to backtrack down the eastern side of the island, down to Cathedral Rocks, and we're going to use that as a bit of a landmark to then head west, up to Awning Creek. Should be a fantastic end to the day. Before long, we were hooking right and heading off the beach and onto the inland tracks again. On a map, it doesn't look that far, from east to west out to Awning Beach, but the track conditions are absolutely appalling.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me. I get thrown around here like a rag doll.
Old Shorty, working hard and loving it.
This will be interesting for you, Graham, with that trailer on.
If I'm honest, I really haven't noticed that trailer too much. In fact, in times, I've completely forgotten I've even got it there.
How you going with that leaf spring suspension, Shaun?
Yeah, mate. Just throw it around like a rag doll.
Despite being a sand island, the range of flora is mind-boggling. I mean, you try and grow plants in sand back home, I don't reckon you've got a hope. But Fraser somehow manages to do it, and do it in style.
You get some kind of tree expert now, Graham.
Mr. Whale, I think you'll find the direct term is the botanist.
As well as the flora, there's also plenty of fauna. You just need to keep an eye out. Get a load of this bloke. He's just hanging around.
This is a little sand goanna. Don't know why he's hanging upside down in the tree like that. He must have just got himself into a bit of a spot as the trucks came past. We'll try and get a couple of snaps of him, because he's in quite a unique position.
You know how you said you liked using that axe before? Well, I reckon you're going to need it again.
Look at this. It's right at roof level, mate. This track has not been driven in a long time. It's fallen on another tree by the look of it. Well, I was hoping that'd just fall down, mate. That would have been a lot easier for us. Oh, it's a dog of a spot to be chopping. You know what would be a lot smarter? Go on the other side. I'm getting absolutely pummeled there.
Hey, Steve-o, what's taking these boys so long? Graham hasn't broken down again, has he, mate?
Nah, mate, he's trying to beat a tree to death with a blunt axe.
Come on, get it.
Whoa! Yeah, buddy! This is it. I'm so close to glory. Victory is mine! Which way do you want to go?
Oh, we'll just walk that way, probably.
Oh, I've lost all my senses. All right, go that way. Oh, Bruce! That's what you call teamwork. Hey? I cut it, you move it.
I first visited Fraser back in 2006 and the weather was absolutely atrocious, and as far as I was concerned, if I never went back, it'd be too soon. But then just last year, Jamie said, no mate, you've got to try it again. Come back to Fraser, and I tell you, I fell in love with the place. It is a four-wheel drive paradise. You can take it easy, just drive up the beach and camp, or you can have one of the most epic adventures of your life. Fraser Island has got it all. There's one last challenge when it comes to getting to Awning, and that is crossing Awning Creek. Now make this crossing on the wrong tide and you'll pretty much float out to sea. And this is why it's so important when you hit Fraser to know what the tides are doing.
Yeah, I love this campground. It's one of my favourites on Fraser.
Sensational.
get a load of this camp, will you? Right on the water's edge, under the shade of the casuarina trees. It's flat ground, and it doesn't get any better than this.
People pay a heck of a lot of money for sites like this. Put a hotel here, and say you've got ocean views, you charge $1,000 a night. What am I paying? Nothing at all.
Hey mate,
Cheers, mate.
name all over it.
Has got my name on it.
There's sunsets to die for out here, all within walking distance of the four-wheel drive. Have a look at this, will you? I tell you, you've got to get out to Awning Creek and have a look at this for yourself. Having caught a few fish, we decided to whip up some fresh beer-battered fish with chips.
Treat you blokes to my famous beer batter.
I'm sold already. It's got beer and batter.
Yeah. Pretty simple, this one.
Now look, there's no secret here, folks. Bit of flour, a little bit of salt and egg, and of course, you've got to add beer in order to mix it all together.
A bit in here first.
Stuff
Yeah, here you go, mate.
There you go. Give me that.
Beat it like it owes you money.
When you get the right consistency, yeah, you've got yourself beer batter.
All right.
Shallow fry the fish, sit back and enjoy one of the best meals you will have.
There's a little bit of guppy. Oh, it looks good.
That must be yours, is it?
Oh, I reckon that's why I'm hanging on to it.
Hang on, I've got the piste de resistance.
Oh, nice, nice.
Mate, we're going to make this gourmet. Look at that, white flesh.
What is that, hussa or tusk fish? Is that the right name?
Good gear.
What a great way to end the day down here at Awning Creek.
Oh, it's gonna... Get a load of this, will you? That's camp right there, boat right here, ocean's crystal clear. It's as good as it gets. It's just like that camp down at Awning. This place is insane. You've got to get up here and have a look at this. You also are going to want to get a look at the rest of our adventures after the break. Righto, Shaun.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
It's a weird cod.
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful.
Down, onto it, it, wind. There it goes. That's cool.
I tell you, did you ever think you'd be sitting on this boat up here right now?
Nah, I thought it was all over.
Yeah, so did I. When we first looked at the problem, then I heard you back on the radio, you thought it was one thing, then it was another thing, then I don't really think you knew what it was.
Nah.
And we'd already just about made it up here. I didn't expect to see you at Sandy Cape, and I knew how gutted you'd be, mate. You love this place.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought I'm going to pack the bag and off I go home.
Off you go home, folks. Don't you pack your bag, stay right where you are, because what comes up next is absolutely epic, almost as epic as Sandy Cape itself. Reckon you're gonna get any fish?
Plenty. You seen the motions around here? Hey, you can talk.
Oh no.
First light at Awning Creek, and what a place to wake up.
That is the bee's knees.
It's today that Shaun is going to launch the boat in a gutter near Waddy Point, and he's been somewhat anxious about the weather conditions because it needs to be just right.
Perfect conditions, what can you say? That wind swung around from the southeast and there's birds in the sky. It's calmed right out. It's perfect for boating. Unreal.
With the weather looking absolutely perfect, we don't waste any time because we have to catch the high tide to launch the boat. We need to get the boat to Waddy Point within the next 2 hours. But then, just when everything's going perfectly, disaster strikes. Jamie's got some mechanical problems. Well, these things seem to happen in pairs or threes. I just had an absolute torrid time getting up that hill there. Second low, and everything I had pretty much bounced my way up, bouncing off the side of the banks. Couldn't see, sun in my eyes, dust everywhere. Absolutely epic. Got to the top. It looks like Jamie had a bit of strife as well, perhaps coming up that same hill. He's got drive to the truck at the moment, both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, but it's making an horrendous noise. Could be gearbox. So he's on the phone now, as you can see in the background. He's got some pretty good contacts back home. We'll see what the diagnosis is. Fingers crossed we can get him out of here at the very least, because right now we're literally in the middle of Fraser Island. Okay, with Shauno on the right and me on the left, just driving slowly, we're trying to hear just what side the noise is.
Oh yeah, this side.
You reckon CV?
Yeah, this side.
Yeah, sure, we can't tell what the problem is, but at least we can isolate it to where the problem is. Well, through a process of elimination, trial and error, and a little bit of driving back and forth, we've determined that we thought it was a CV. It's not a CV, we reckon it's a front diff. So what we're going to do is rip out the front tail shaft. It's constant four-wheel drive. Take the front tail shaft out, then we'll engage the centre diff lock, which will put all the transfer to the rear wheels, and Jamie will effectively be a two-wheel drive, which hopefully will be enough to get him out of the island. Oh, get it out of the sand. Don't want to drop it in the sand. Shauno's on a bit of a tight schedule here. He's got to get that boat launched because the tide's rising, and he needs a high tide in order to get over the Breaksea Spit, the top end of Fraser. Of course, we've got to get all the way back up there yet and launch the boat from the beach. That's not as easy as it sounds. So what we're going to do is a little bit unorthodox. Shauno and I are going to go off. The reason for that is Shauno's not towing, I am. If I get in a strife, Shauno can help me out. The other lads are going to stay back here. We're hoping that everyone's going to meet up on the beach in around about the same time. Fingers crossed. If not, we do have a contingency plan. We're going to head north, the boat's going to head north, and we'll all meet up this afternoon. Fingers crossed. This is real life. This is what happens. You've got to deal with it when it does happen. That's what we're doing, dealing with it. I really don't like leaving Jamie out here, but he's got Steve with him, he's got the sat phone, he's also got mobile range, and really, we've got no choice. Look at him go, he's like a man possessed. He's pulling bits off that landy like there's no tomorrow, in hope of diagnosing the problem.
I don't reckon we're going to make it back for that boat launch, mate. We're going to be here for a while, I think.
All right, brother.
In the meantime, Shauno and I had made it all the way back to Orchid Beach, and we set about preparing the boat. Now, Shauno was real keen that he take way more fuel than he ever thought he'd need. Better to have and not need than need and not have. Finally, Jamie finds the correct tool and he's away again. He's freed up the CV, but it looks fine. It's certainly not damaged.
It must be a diff centre.
It really is just a process of elimination, but time is running out.
I've got no metal in there at all.
Mate, I reckon just about have to launch that boat.
Looks like we're going to have to launch this boat by ourselves. One of the locals saw us and kindly offered to help. He said we were in the perfect spot to launch the boat. The gutter gets deeper as soon as Shauno gets offshore. Meanwhile, right out in the middle of Fraser, the boys have found the problem, and it's not an easy fix.
Once we get to the beach, at least I know I've got Mark coming. He's going to have another diff centre for us. We can get that in, and then we can be on our way again. But
yeah, that's about it.
Looks like Jamie has absolutely destroyed the diff centre. There's no way he's fixing that out here, and the only option is to replace it. Mark from British Off-Road is actually going to jump on a ferry and bring an entire diff centre out and swap it for the busted one. Jamie, I think you owe that bloke a beer. Well, with Shauno launched and long gone, Steve's finally made it back up to Orchid Beach to meet me. But seeing as Shaun's not with us, you're probably wondering who's driving the Mighty 60. Mr. Adam Boyle, welcome into the convoy, my friend.
Thank you very much, Graham. Much appreciated.
How are you feeling? You're actually, not only are you in the convoy, you're in Shauno's 60 and you're up the front, mate. How does it feel?
I do have to say, mate, Shauno's talked this 60 up a hell of a lot, and I do feel a big burden on my shoulders right now.
I don't want to be there when he finds out about the hoops you were cutting when you got on the beach.
That's our little secret, mate. Alrighty boys, this is it. This is the entrance to the Gala Rocks. Of all the challenges we've been through so far, this one here is going to be the absolute cracker. I'm just going to pull up here.
Mate, all the locals have been saying it's real soft.
Yeah, mate. I was just at Orchid Beach then buying an ice cream, as you do when you get up this way, and they reckon a couple of patrols came through and they got stuck. They got bogged down when they're towing. So this is your moment. Go for it.
All right.
Nagala Rocks, if there is one thing that's going to prevent you from getting to Sandy Cape, this is it.
How's it looking, Boyley?
It's pretty soft. I just keep the momentum up there.
Righto, mate. He's giving us tips now.
You're all clear, mate. Come on through.
Rightio, here we go. Well, that looks horrible.
Now, I've been through Nagala Rocks a couple of times in the past, so I know what to expect. But I've never been through towing a trailer before. This is all about perfect tyre pressures and just the right mix of momentum. Halfway through and things are just not feeling right. I'm starting to slow down. I'm still moving ever so slightly, but I'm just not maintaining any forward momentum.
No, it's not feeling great, mate. It's not feeling great. Now I'm gone down in exactly the same spot that we lost Shaun last year with the boat, mate.
Okay, mate. Well, I guess I'll come back for you. Is there a place that I can turn around?
There is, but can you just, if you can just hold traffic for a second, I'm going to try and let some more air out of my tyres, mate.
Now, my tyre pressures are pretty low as it is, but I think I can afford just to drop a little more out. Let's do that and see if it makes much of a difference.
I'm moving, extremely slowly, but I am moving.
It's a delicate balance between using way too much throttle and not enough.
Now I'm not.
Those spinning wheels and the fact that I'm not actually sinking gives me a bit of an idea.
Max Trax!
Get the Max Trax out, put them on, and let's just see how we go. Yes, as you can see, I managed to get forward on each Max Track, and then I made at least 20 to 30, at times up to 50 metres. I reckon I can do this. Doesn't matter if it takes me 12, 15, 20 attempts, I am going to drive Nagala Rocks under my own steam. All right, you know, sometimes you just get something in your head, and you've just got to keep going with it. I can do this, I can drive this. Keep trying, never give up.
Second gear, low. Let's go find out how boggy this is.
Now look at Steve go through there. He makes that look easy. In fact, he looks relaxed. Nice work, mate.
This looks like where they got stuck.
And that was it. We were on the home straight to Sandy Cape.
Hey Steve, how you travelling back there, mate?
Mate, fantastic.
You ever been to the Cape before?
No, mate, this is the first actually round the Cape. I'm really excited.
Mate, I reckon this should be on every four-wheel driver's bucket list around the Cape of Fraser. It is an absolute cracker, and you're about to go around the tip of it right now, Boyley. You've done a stellar job, mate. Other side of the camera, love your work.
Thanks, mate. This is awesome.
Look at the change in the ocean. Look how the ocean changes. Wild and woolly out one side, and look at that, a paradise on this side.
Oh, this is something to behold. Oh, man.
Hey Steve, my eyesight's pretty good, mate. I can make out a couple of boats up there.
Mate, I'd recognise that tabs anywhere.
Wonder if he's caught anything.
Well, my vote is hang around, wait for the tide to drop a little bit and have a bit of a fish ourselves.
Well, I reckon that's a good idea for you guys, but I suppose I better get back to work.
Looking up the beach ever so slightly, we can see Shauno's boat, but we just can't quite get to him because the tide is lapping up against the sand dunes and blocking us from getting to the camping zone. We're just going to have to wait. Well, later that night, after waiting a couple of hours, cooking a feed, we finally got into camp to regroup with Shauno. And wouldn't you know it, as luck would have it, 5 minutes after that, Jamie and a working landy turned up too. We were all back together to start a new day and finally get out on the water. Very few people make it up to Sandy Cape, and even fewer make it up there in a boat. So as you can imagine, the fishing off the tip of Sandy Cape is insane.
Little marlin, mate, little black.
Oh, look at him go!
He's as cute as my first date. Oh, far out.
Beautiful, mate. How you feeling?
I'm loving it.
Oh, look at him jump.
Oh, this is the greatest thing ever.
He's coming up again. Yeah! Hey!
Oh my, that is so cool.
That's what we came here for, mate.
Coming through, coming through.
No, sorry, mate.
You're right. You're right, you're right, you're right. Oh my God!
That's a little
Oh my
wild,
God! Yeah! Put that boat in gear. This could possibly be the greatest day in my fishing career ever.
Beautiful.
Oh, I'm so stoked. A black marlin.
Oh, that's gold. That is gold.
Oh.
Having made it to the tip and set up camp, it's become a bit of a base. But Jamie and I couldn't help ourselves. We're off on a bit of a drive while Steve and Shaun try catching us dinner.
Hey mate, have you ever been down to this part of the island before? I know I certainly haven't. I've done Wathumba, I did that with you, but have you ever been down any of these other little western hotspots?
Look, I've been down heaps of different ones, all over the, up, down the bottom, up the top here. But this one that we're going to have a look for now, I haven't been to for at least 10 years, so it should be another little oasis.
I bet Damie's happy that he's got his truck going again because, I'll tell you what, it's not a good spot to break down on the island.
His mate Mark from British Off-Road to pack all that gear up, come all this way to get Jamie's truck going, and then work through the night. That's unreal.
Yeah, to fix a crown wheel and pinion on his Defender on Fraser Island with no workshop, just with hand tools. He must have really wanted to come up here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't blame him either.
Now, Jamie and I decided we might head out and explore the area near Wathumba Creek, as it's supposed to be an absolute paradise. It's on the western side, but the drive there proved easy.
Well, here's an uncommon sight. There's a puddle on the road, Jamie. It's true, it's a bit bumpy in there, mate. Take it easy.
The track was in fantastic shape. That was until, of course, we got to the beach and found that some other adventurers struggling to get off the beach in the soft sand. We were just about down this little track here. Here's the beach just here, you can see it. There's actually not much beach here, which means you can't get a run up to get off the access track. There's a chap down here that's having all sorts of difficulty getting up. Just watching him now, he's having another crack at it. No, you can see he's just got no run up. It's very soft down here. In fact, the whole island's soft. Surprising to me, it hasn't sunk into the ground. It's high tide right now. In fact, the tide is about as high as it gets. And that means that there is zero run up. Everything you're going to do from here is from a standing start.
A bit more.
Yep. That is a perfect example of tyre pressures. 20 psi, we dropped them by half down to 10 psi. Could have pulled another car up there, he had that much power. Out on the boat, Shaun and Steve are absolutely loving life.
Yeah! Yeah! I think I've got the biggest one in the school. Wonder how the fishing is down at Wathumba, mate.
Mate, it can't be anything like this.
Why did I let it go? 'Cause it bit my finger so.
Which finger did it? But this little finger on the right.
If it looks like a paradise, it's because it is.
Have a go at this, will you? This is what you find when you get off the beaten track. I mean, Fraser Island is not exactly a secret. The number of people you see over here when you come across, especially during peak periods like we have, is astonishing. Literally thousands of people out there. But have a look at this. We've got this entire bay to ourselves. This really is as good as it gets. Jamie, what do you reckon?
Mate, I can't ask for any more.
No, you can't. You can't.
Well, at least we thought we had it to ourselves. Yeah, that big black shape in the water, that's an 8-foot shark laying just offshore. We didn't know it was there. Glad I didn't go for that swim. Now, having fished until almost sundown, Jamie and I went back to base at Sandy Cape, where Shauno was already prepping his catch for a fresh fish dinner.
Well, Fraser Island, what can I say? It has delivered once again. You know, this trip is one I'm going to remember above all others for a number of reasons, and the first of which is the severity of the tracks. Now, the locals have told us that the tracks out here at the moment are as bad as they've been in literally decades. There were times when I didn't think we were going to make it up to Sandy Cape. I really thought we were going to be stuck back at Nagala Rocks, but we did make it up, and that's something special. The campsites, well, this is Fraser Island. The campsites are second to none. Absolutely sublime. Another thing I've really enjoyed is seeing parts of the island I'd never seen before. In fact, I'd never heard of before. And I still believe that there are some hidden gems out there that I haven't seen yet. But above all else, I can't lie. The one thing I'm going to remember this trip for a long, long time is my very first black marlin taken off the tip of Sandy Cape. And that alone will bring me back next year, folks. I really hope to see you up here. If I don't though, I'll definitely see you next time on 4-wheel drive action. Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
that
cheers,
looks
mate.
superb.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
one. Woo!
Forget building your own set of storage drawers or paying well over $1,000 for a set elsewhere, and get your hands on a set of incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. Our entire range of Titan storage drawers have been built to handle just about anything you can throw at them. All models of Titan double drawers come with an included built-in fridge slide on the left-hand side, saving you up to $200 compared to some other brands that charge extra for a fridge slide. Each drawer top also has these heavy-duty spring-loaded tie-down points to secure your gear on even the most corrugated roads. We've put them through their paces like none other. We've jumped on them, overloaded them with bricks, chucked an engine on the drawers at full extension, absolutely flooded them and used them off-road year after year to prove just how tough they are. The Titan 900 single drawer is perfect for those who have limited space to install a storage drawer. It has internal dimensions of 430mm wide, 790mm long, and 190mm deep. The Titan 900 double drawer setup is ideal for smaller wagons like Prados, Pajeros, and SUVs, with the internal dimensions identical to the 900 single drawer on each side. The Titan 1300 ute drawers are made specifically for vans and utes. The internal dimensions are 1200mm long, 430mm wide, and 150mm high. The 1300mm single drawers are also a cracking addition to the back of vans and utes. The internal dimensions are the same as the double 1300 drawers, but have an extra 40mm of depth, making them 190mm deep. And finally, for the bigger wagons like Land Cruisers and Patrols, the double 1070 storage drawers have internal dimensions of 880mm long, 470mm wide, and 180mm of depth. They come 95% pre-assembled, and all you need to install them is a couple of basic hand tools and a couple of hours on a lazy Sunday arvo. You can also add optional wing kits, both model specific and DIY, so you can finish off the back of your 4-wheel drive and have plenty of storage available for your next adventure. Take your setup to the next level with the incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. If you're after a next level 12-volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12-volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over-discharge, over-temperature, and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings.
This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure King's lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure King's batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring it at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure King's battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level, super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your fire would last longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the Premium Camp Oven Stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside, you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 2-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the premium camp oven stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure Kings premium camp oven stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
Introducing the insane new Adventure Kings 9-inch lethal LED driving lights. These things have an amazing combination of both spot and flood light. They have 21,840 lab-proven effective lumens per pair. That's over 2,000 more than the previous generation. Plus, they have huge light distance performance with 1 lux at over 1.3 kilometers. These are the LED driving lights that other lights wish they were.
You asked and we listened. You said you wanted even more flood of light out of your LED driving lights to light up the sides of the road, the highway and the tracks. We went back to the drawing board to redesign the lethal LED driving lights to produce exactly that. At the same time, we upgraded the lights to the ridiculously tough Kings Laser Light die-cast aluminium housings and 3mm folded steel mounts. So not only are these some of the brightest LED driving lights we've ever sold, but they're also the toughest. How bright? Try a lab-proven 21,840 lumens per pair and 1 lux of 1,342 meters. That's real-world lumens too, not the theoretical lumens that some lights claim they produce. That's thanks to the genuine German-designed Osram LEDs for simply unparalleled light performance.
We've also re-engineered the lethal lights with a new 5,185 Kelvin color temperature.
That means they're just a little bit more on the softer, warmer side. Still a clear, crisp white light, but that little bit easier on the eyes when driving long distances. And of course, you get all the features and quality you'd expect from Adventure Kings driving lights, like polycarbonate lenses, the same stuff riot shields and fighter jet canopies are made of, and an IP68 water and dustproof rating, meaning these lights are waterproof to a depth of 1 meter for an hour.
Plus, for the first time ever, they're rated to IP69K. That means they can withstand high pressure jets of hot water.
That tough die-cast alloy housing features passive cooling fins and a waterproof breather for longevity, and they have the ability to run on both 12 and 24 volt, meaning they're suitable for everything from cars and four-wheel drives to trucks and machinery. Including the brackets, they measure 250mm high, 230mm wide, and 115mm deep. They have an attachment system that uses 2 8mm bolts on either side to positively lock them in place and prevent them from falling out of alignment.
And of course, they use the same plug as all previous Adventure Kings lights, which makes them an easy 10-minute upgrade. Just unplug your old lights, bolt the new ones on, plug them in, and you're ready to go.
Add in a 2-year warranty and you've got a simply incredible set of lights that leave the competition looking a little underwhelming.
The Adventure Kings 9-inch lethal LED driving lights are the best value LED driving lights on the market. We've re-engineered them to be incredibly tough and incredibly bright. They'll turn night into day, and they're on sale right now for a price you have to see to believe.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tons. All new Adventure Kings MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-ton ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150 by 50mm chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-ton ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-ton ATM, and an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-ton ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.